welcome back to my channel and welcome to a makeup video. I actually filmed this ages ago, but the film, I think the footage was corrupt or something. My editing software did not like it, which is why I went about 2-3 weeks without uploading, because I thought my editing software had kicked the bucket. But no, it was just the footage. So I've done my base makeup, foundation, blush, highlighter. Literally all that's left to do is my eyes, because I am aware I take ages doing makeup. So let's get into it. I'm calling this look, even though you haven't seen it yet, a fruit punch inspired, because I'm going to do a lot of it oranges and pinkies and maybe a bit of some glitter. So here we go. Oh, I've got my new Morphe brushes. I ordered Morphe brushes. It's the Jaclyn Hill set. Comes in this sparkly grey bag, and I actually really like these brushes. My favourite one is, wait till I find it. This is my favourite one. They do have names like JH27, but for the life of me I don't know what they are. But it's just a little kind of blending brush. It goes right into the crease. So first of all, I am using my Too Faced PB&J palette, and we're going to take the colour, I think it's just called Peanut Butter. Let me see if I can find it. So we're just going to go in with Peanut Butter, which is that peachy brown, and tap off the excess, and I'm going to put it right. Actually no, I'm not going to put it right into the crease. I'm just generally going to apply it just underneath the eyebrow, keep it quite concentrated as I'm doing right now, and then move it up a little bit to the eyebrow. Because this colour is a transition colour, I don't mind so much if it goes right up to my eyebrow. In fact, if it goes right up to my eyebrow, I'll just take a even more neutral colour later on to blend out the harsh edges. I'm then taking a bigger fluffy brush, no, not that brush, there we go, big fluffy brush, and just generally giving it a good blend. So yeah, I applied that colour really messily because it's a relatively neutral shade and it's just there to help the next colour blend, which is in the next palette. So today we are using mostly the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. This palette's been out for quite a while. A lot of people don't like this palette because they say it's quite patchy, not very pigmented. For somebody who is, I mean, I used it the other day there and everybody seems to love my makeup. But I like it because sometimes when you're blind or visually impaired, having a palette that's a little less pigmented is actually better, because then that way you can just blend, you know, build and build and build, instead of having a super pigmented eyeshadow palette, putting it on your eyes and it's crazy town. So we're going to go in with a pinky shade. Wait till I find them. I can't remember what they're called. My brush. And we're going to place it right in that crease, really concentrated, and when you feel it right in that eye socket part, I'm hardly moving it, I'm just kind of wiggling it around in that area for a bit, and then when I feel like I've wiggled it for quite a little bit, I've also got my brush at an angle as well because that helps, then I will kind of bring it a little bit more up to my brow bone, because that's it diffused, and hopefully it'll blend into peanut butter a bit more. So again, I'm just adding a little bit more just dipped into another colour there by accident. Adding a little bit more Gossip. Keeping it really concentrated in that crease. Really working it. You can feel this is why I love this brush. You can feel the curvature of your eye, and I'm just kind of like rolling it around that natural curve of my eye and then just bringing it up just that tiniest bit. So what I'm trying to do is I'm hoping it's super concentrated in that crease, but that's about it. I don't mind if it's super boom in the crease, that's kind of what I want. And then I'm just taking this big fluffy blending brush again and just generally blending out that area. I'm really hoping it's okay so far, because for some reason when I film and do eye makeup looks, I feel pressured by the time, because I usually take much longer on my own and because I'm sitting on the floor, so I'm hoping I'm not going too quickly and everything's really messy. Now, when I done this the other day there, I'm pretty sure I used Gossip over most of my eye and then Jones in the inner corners. But for the life of me I can't remember what I had in the crease, so I'm doing this slightly differently. So now I'm going to go in with that colour Jones, if I can find it. And I have to always pause to not call it Fanta, because Jones is basically a kind of Fanta orange. So what we're going to do with Jones is we're going to apply him to my big finger, and we're just going to work him on the outer parts of my eye to begin with. Just working on the outer parts using my finger. And once we have a good amount of Jones here, I will move just a little bit more into the middle. But I am learning with eyeshadow, because it does move when you blend it. If you want it in a certain part of your, like if you want it on 75% of your eyelid, you don't have to fill that whole eyelid area, because when you blend it, it moves anyway. Like, there we go. I'd say that's about enough. And then I'm going to go in with my big blending brush. And blend it. I'm going to take actually some Jones on the big blending brush. That may help. There's a hair in the way. Oh, yeah. The one thing I cannot stand about my eyes is that they are teeny tiny, and this brush is huge. There's actually a brush in this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use that instead. It's a much smaller, it's clean, it's a much smaller blending brush. The other blending brush I had, I just felt as if the tiniest little move, and I was I think my full lid would have been Jones. So yeah, I'm going to add a tiny bit more, because like I said, this palette is apparently really patchy, not pigmented. We like that, because it means I can dip in quite a lot and not have the fear that I look like a clown. Okay, and then take it out onto here and blend it here. I hate blending eyeshadows on my left eye because of all the surgery I've had on it. Oh, it's really sore. Now, this is where things are going to get different. I'm hoping everything's okay so far. I always get super worried. I'm going to take my Moon Dust palette, and I'm going to use, I think there's a peachy pinky shade in here. We can improvise, because that's what makeup's all about. Well, I had full intentions of, for some reason I thought there was only a peach shade in this palette, but turns out there is a soft, sparkly pink called Spectre. So we're going to go on with that, and we're going to use that in the inner corners. Because this is glitter, there will be fallout most likely, which I will tidy up later. Most of the time when I'm doing eyeshadow, especially if there's glitter involved, I will always do it before the rest of my face, but for the purposes of this video, I didn't. I'd strongly recommend the same if you're doing this kind of look. Do your eyeshadow first, and then blending it. Take a smaller brush. I just love this brush so much. And now I'm just going to take a general not as big of a blending brush, but another kind of blendy brush. This one seems smaller, and just give it a general once over blend, just because not being able to see, I do get the fear that things aren't blended right. I sometimes put eyeshadow underneath my lash line. I'm not doing it today, mostly because I noticed that my eyes don't like it very much. They water and they tend to give me grief for it, and I was in quite a bit of pain yesterday from my eyes, and I wasn't wearing any makeup, so I don't want to give them any ammunition. Okay, and lastly, we're going to go back to my PB&J palette, because it's the only one that's got neutral colours, and take a kind of highlighty neutral colour just to make sure there's no harsh lines up at my brow bone. And to complete this peachy, orangey, pinky goodness, we're going to just take this. I'm taking not the biggest blending brush. Is there a smaller one? Actually, that was the smaller one. Oh my goodness. Just taking the colour Spread the Love, which is a very neutral, creamy peach shade. And I love these kind of shades because you can just smack it everywhere. A good thing to call these shades is you can just call them like life erasers. Because it's, for me anyway, if you have a darker complexion, maybe not, but for somebody that's got similar complexion to me, they just clean up everything. So there we go, other eye. That is the whole eye look. I am really anxious because I feel like I rushed that a lot. I'm actually really anxious that it's not blended right, or it's not looking, or I have fallout. So I'll be back in 1, 2. Okay, Mum says there's no fallout, and she said that the pink's showing up more than the orange because it's probably brighter, which is fine, but I am calling this like my fizzy fruit punch eye look because the sparkles make it kind of look fizzy. I don't know, I like coming up with creative names. So I'm just now going to apply on a bit of mascara. Let's go for my new mascara. This is my Miss Lynn mascara off of Beauty Bay. I like this one. I actually forgot how to put mascara on my left eye because when I'm usually doing makeup I'm usually facing the other way. It's just the tiniest things can throw you off. But yeah, I do like this mascara. It has another name. It's Miss Lynn something, you know, like Miss Lynn Voluminous Mascara, but I can't remember what the other thing's called, but really like it. When I originally wore this look on Tuesday, I did wear NYX's liquid suede lipsticks in the shade Crushed Berry, which I do need help applying because it's a kind of a brownie berry colour, but I'm going to see if I can find a nice kind of nudie peach look to go with the eye look and something that I can do myself. Let's be really daring here. I don't know how it's going to go down. I'm going with my liquid lipstick. Is this L'Oreal? No, it's not L'Oreal. What is it? Oh gosh, I can't remember what brand this is. Maybe you can see it, but it's in the shade Loyalist and it's a summery pink. So this could go horribly wrong. They smell so good. That actually added. Okay, what I tend to do with lipsticks doesn't always work is before they dry, I tend to do a bit in the bottom, a bit in the top, and because I'm scared of where your cupid's bow is, I'm scared that I don't get it all the way to the top, I kind of rub my lips together like I would a lip gloss and hoping that moves it up a bit. Might not. So it might be a little bit like messing up the top, but let's hope it's not. And if it was, literally somebody would just have to tell you, oh hey, your lipstick's like half off or half on, and you could fix it. So hoping it's okay. This is the finished look. So very summery, peachy, pinky, Fanta slushy fruit vibes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in a future one. Bye guys!